Anyway, I'll stop prediction now, so you can't use your balls anymore. One guy thinks Cypher's gonna win. We will see if that's gonna prevail. Here we are, CNZ spawning down at the heavy, and this is a huge kick to the face of your anarchy. Not getting the heavy spawn in a matchup like this. But well, then it's Cypher, and Cypher has been known for doing Cypher stuff. There you go, he opens up with some nice damage with a rocket launcher. CNZ will make sure that he's not losing control of the heavy, but he's also trying to look, to deal as much damage as he can beforehand. So the inject might be used to get value out of the mega health at all. Nice rail from CNZ, and despite it was traded, Cypher is not the one with the armor department to be able to take elongated railgun trades. So CNZ can take these all day long. And yeah, CNZ actually very close of hitting that one, but that's a beautiful shot from Cypher, and yeah, I think Cypher earned himself the heavy with that. He's set up at least, and Cypher wisely, or fortunately, CNZ stepped up too far, so Cypher didn't go up the bounce pad. Otherwise it could have been a world of hurt. Well, this game has been very conservative in terms of aggression. Very controlled. No player is really looking to get anything too fancy going or do it to anything too crazy. CNZ tried to catch Cypher off the bounce pad a second time, but the man is not going to do the same mistake twice, so here we are. And CNZ gets an underturned rail this time, but yeah, he can't follow it up really, and Cypher faked the bounce pad, set up there, put up a trap, but will the trap be enough? Because Cypher is not on the item, CNZ is, and CNZ with the bull rush, the lightning gun and the rocket launcher closes out frag number 1 of the first map of the semifinal. There we go, he will get another one anytime soon. He misses the rail, 162 HP is what he has, and now he's railable himself. He has resources to fall back onto, other than Cypher though, so not too bad for him. And Cypher is just hitting rail after rail, making his bad situation work better than it should be, really. This time it's CNZ who can get the first rail and an unreturn that matter as well, but the killing blow is not hitting, and Cypher is just standing. He was just expecting to die here, but apparently that confused his opponent enough to give up the item, and a nice spectator buck makes CNZ's lightning gun look like a rocket launcher for a second there. CNZ though is piling up the body count a little bit. This is starting to get a suitable lead, or seizable lead rather. There we go, beautiful rockets from the Estonian player, raining down on the Belarusian cruiser who can't seem to get a minute of breathing time. Oh, there you have your breathing time. Rails being traded, Cypher has the routing to the heavy without giving up another angle though, and he's safe for now. CNZ still is lacking in the stack department. Oh, the ball rush is there to save his skin and his sandals, and it will result in him getting out of there alive. But for how long? Long enough, because he gets another frag. Cypher can't finish it off. It looked like he was surprised by CNZ being there. And CNZ managed to stabilize his stack. Got the light without any casualties. Scratch that, the casualties are there. Oh, but he can't kill Cypher before the pickup, so Cypher gets to deny the heavy at least for one more rotation. And that's a win. Inject being used means that Cypher is not even completely damaged in terms of stack. So Cypher has a way of looking for some rail angles now, and going up that bounce pad is his way to try so. cypher is doing a smart job playing at the bounce pad there, because the bounce pad would stop the bull rush. The trade of the items is favorable for D&D, even though it's not ideal. He still gets away with a longer stick. And now CNZ is pushing in. Cypher greets him with the rail though. But can he deny the light? Yes, he can. But Cypher times the railgun shot so perfectly that he gets maximum damage out of it. And finally gets onto the board. 5 minutes in. And there's the first frag of the Belarusian Bruiser. Wow, beautiful rocket jump. Completely surprises CNZ and catches him off guard. Someone needed to scratch his nose there. Change of rotations. Change of plans in terms of rotations. Both light armors are up. Cypher would benefit from picking up at least one of them before the item, but he seemingly does not want to risk losing the heavy, so he's just making sure he's getting it. Mistiming it by the quarter of a second, it looks like, and yeah, CNZ had both lights already, so he can play defensive for a long time now. His stack is quite decent, and landing that shotgun doesn't make it better for Cypher. Cypher wants to give him the chance to make the decision of rotation, so Cypher is able to follow up, but CNZ is actually the one who gets the strong position on the heavy and lands the rail, so Cypher has to back off, and the plans of turning around the game on its head are being shattered to pieces. Or delayed for now, at least, if you don't want to sound super dramatic. Anyway, Cypher chases CNZ down. Railgun hit. Cypher gets hit by the bull rush, but the rockets still are enough for the Belarusian player to get himself the third frag. He now just needs to survive until heavy spawns. And this is a good start and a beautiful direct to finish it off with the fourth frag. Heavy is a reward. Cypher used CNZ's hesitation there to push in. I mean, CNZ only had the railgun too, but still, he used that to perfection. Got himself the fourth frag. But now he needs to find a way to not take too much damage, and this is definitely not a way. CNZ is pushing in, getting huge amounts of damage, and for now, he fend off Cypher's attack. CNZ will get the heavy as well, and there's no way that Cypher is there to deal damage. Bull Rush is being used to swap positions with Cypher. Cypher is not on the Mega Health, but the Grey Lightning untracking from Cypher means that it doesn't really matter because he melts CNZ stack down before the item even spawns. Oh, 13 against 1 HP. Guess 13 is the winner. 13 is certainly the winner of the heavy armor. And 13 will also probably be the winner of the Mega Health. No, he fumbles with movement. CNZ uses the Bull Rush to avoid taking any damage beforehand. He takes huge amounts after it, but he gets in the lead back again. And now this is a fight he can't really take, because Scale Bearer is just an easy target. And there we go. Cypher just looks to maximize the damage, so the value of the heavy armor is as low as it can be for the Scale Bearer. Misses the rail, and if he hits those, I think he has an opening after the recharge time to fight for that Mega Health, but this way, Scale gets close to critical mass. Fortunately, Cypher has a very precise mass removal tool, which he's just demonstrating right there. CNZ takes the risk of a drop. I mean, he had his ability after all, so it maybe wasn't the biggest risk. And Cypher kind of gave him the angle to drop.
I see.
But here we are, Cypher. Tight game. Gets back some point of shared control. But CNZ sneaks away another life. Well, not really sneaks, as he pays a lot of stack for it afterwards. So Cypher is able to get the heavy, and now as we are 30 seconds away from closing out the map number 1, or the regulation of map number 1 rather, Cypher is in the best control. Tries to mud the timing as good as he can, but I think CNZ heard it anyway. Oh, and CNZ tried to trap the bounce pad, but with rockets, that's not the best play you can do. And cypher pushes up, gets the frag. CNZ is not going to spawn in time. And cypher gets map number 1. 1 frag game. That was as close as it can be. Huge aim from both of the players again, to be honest. Yeah, indeed. Cypher's mindset there was insane in the closing moments of map number 1. So, map number 2 now will be awoken, and the matchup there is CNZ on Ranger against Cypher on Athena. I've opened the predictions. You can still say that, yeah, CNZ is gonna crush the Athena, but we will see. We will see if that's to happen. Cypher has been in great shape. I mean, CNZ defeated Razy, so he's today, so he's not to underestimate himself. The shape of Cypher has been impeccable today. That's always hard to bet against.
Bereit machen zum Kampf. Runde beginnt in 3, 2,
okay,
1.
Let's start on Cypher this time, as he gets the Mega Held spawn again for a second map in a row. But that also means he's on T-Con without any weapon, for that matter. But he is able to pick up the rail without any casualty. Yeah, it looks like he's trying to set up for heavy, and he's successful though. Even landing a rail on his opponent before the fact of picking it up. Yeah, being a traded rail in the end favors CNZ, as he got railed before the item, not afterward. So now the pace slows down as I turn off the music, sorry. And the pace increases immediately again. But Cypher is able to make his way out of there with a beautiful use of hook. Oh, the rails on this man are crazy today. 2 in a row will mean that the Mega Health is not too much worth it. Beautiful rocket and the orb just to make sure it works out. Nice play from CNZ, defending his life there. CNZ is picking up the light at LG before making his way over to Heavy, and fortunately for Cypher, he is in Athena, so this will not result in a ring out. CNZ is aware of that and does not risk to push in any further, and then end up in a worse position. So now we see CNZ make his way over to the T-Con, where he will meet Cypher, but Cypher just shortcuts that and speeds past him with a hook. The rocket can't hit, but the light armor there is spawning. Heavy is up now. Mega should be up anytime soon as well. Orb is being used to secure it, but he takes abysmal amounts of damage for it. He can't hit at all, and Cypher ties up the game, picks up the light armor, and there should be one at Railgun too. There we go. Cypher gets another frag and he's hungry for more as he tries to chase down his opponent off the spawn. He knows where he spawns. CNZ picked up the item. The light armor. Over at Railgun. And now will make his way over to the Mega Health. Cypher, fortunately for CNZ, is not able to make the movement work. The hooks are sliding him against the wall, not above it. So Cypher will not be able to sneak away with that item, or force a fight even. CNZ rocket jumps up to Tribal, then orbs back up again. Both players are weak, but the rockets up close are much better than Cypher's lightning gun tracking in this fight. And CNZ is able to tie up the game. Light armor picked up at LG again, and now it's just Cypher picking up heavy. Cypher wanting that rail so bad that he's able, or yeah, kind of happy to eat one, or risking to eat one himself rather. Eats another one, and now he needs to watch out. The unreturn 2 in a row from Cypher turn the tide of the fight. As he had the better position, not showing much of his hitbox to be found for CNZ. Oh, CNZ needed to use the orb because the rocket jump didn't stick. No ability means that the next fight will be a bit harder for him. With Athena's mobility, there's no easy hitting that champion. And they part ways for now. Cypher needs to find some weapons first. Namely lightning gun and rocket gun ammunition. CNZ traps him, but misses the first rocket. This should have been more damage for CNZ, but he couldn't make it work. This time he finds the damage, pushes on to the Mega, but Cypher, mobile as he is with Athena, makes his way over to the Heavy. And we remain in a state of shared control, because the stacks are not that different. Oh, CNZ aggresses forward, but he gets greeted by huge amounts of rocket damage from Cypher. Cypher, though, mad at the timing of the Heavy, probably caught CNZ off guard and will be able to catch both items. CNZ is a sitting duck right now, and Cypher will be punishing for that. The question is, how much will he die and how much damage will he get beforehand himself? Because it looked like CNZ made it work for quite a while, but in the end, Cypher is able to get at the frag and get back in the lead. Doesn't even need to make his way over to Lightning Gun Banana, because CNZ was kind enough to leave him one there. Nice rocket from CNZ, a little bit of chip damage. And now it's a game of cat and mouse. Cypher is trying to force a decision out of CNZ, going off for the Mega Health. And now it goes silent again. Both players know where the other one is, but they can't exchange any damage. Every shot just hit the thin air, and there we go. A rail from Cypher finds the mark of CNZ. Big Ranger. That's it. Ooh. How did that happen? I guess. Railgun and rockets again. Huge lightning gun tracking from both of the players, but given the low HP of CNZ, it means that even the Heavy can't save him from death here. Cypher, beautiful tracking, but CNZ even so too, and that rail is insane. The reaction time on Cypher for that shot is next level, and then the follow-up by rocket after hooking up and a lightning gun is just too much for CNZ stack to survive. And CNZ just pushes forward and eats back-to-back rails. Cypher with the Mega will kill CNZ here, as he has no time to get any resources back. And what was a tight game spiraled out of control for the Estonian. Oh, and it will get worse even after those rockets from Cypher. Nice shots. Oh, and another kill. CNZ desperately tries to find Cypher and finally manages to do so at Lightning Gun, but Cypher is making him pay so much stack. CNZ will be in time for the heavy though.
Now.
But he will lose so much stack to the shotgun of Cypher, and now it's even going worse because Cypher is able to offset CNZ's aim completely with the hooks and closing the gap so the shotgun can deal the final damage needed. Closing in on the last minute mark. There is still hope for CNZ, but he needs to make it clean, and he may need to make it now, but this is the exact opposite. It isn't clean, it isn't now, because he is the one that's giving up another frag. Oh, yeah, and this is just desperation. Cypher just drifted into another gear right there and made himself excel CNZ and take a place in the winner bracket final of the Quake Community Tournament Pro. Nothing works. And just look at the amount of railgun damage and rockets that the Cypher was hitting on before CNZ. And a juicy rocket to finish it off. Cypher takes map number 2 as well.